In today's video, we're going to talk about file handle management on Azure File Shares in Azure. Azure File Shares is a common and very popular storage technology for FSLogix profiles as well as MSIX application packages. Unfortunately, unlike with a traditional file server where it's very easy to take a look at currently open files and sessions and close any stale file handles that may be locking VHD files, it is not so easy to do in Azure File Shares in Azure because there isn't a graphical user interface to be able to see what files are open on Azure Files. That makes it difficult to figure out what session host is locking a particular file, and the process of unlocking a file requires the use of PowerShell and scripting. In Nerdio Manager, starting with version 2.6, we have introduced a graphical user interface to be able to search for and close file handles that are open in any Azure file shares that are linked to the Nerdio Manager. So let's take a look at the current environment. So if we go under our workspace, we'll notice that I currently have one user session that's currently active by a user called NMW tester. This user is logged into this host and has a VHD FSLogix profile that is currently open on Azure Files. Now, if we go under Settings Integrations, we will see our Azure Files listed right here. And you can see this particular file share is also the one that's being used for my FSLogix profile storage. And next to each file share, there is a little lock icon. And if I click on this lock icon, I can type in the name of my user or any other part of the file name or the IP address of a session host, and it will show me any currently locked files that have file handles on them. So let's look for NMW tester. And what we'll see is there we are. We have two file handles. One is on my profile, one is on my read-write component of that profile because I have profile concurrency with profile mode 3 enabled. But anyway, I have two open file handles. And if I wanted to close them both, now why would I want to do that? Imagine my host crashed and I have no way of logging my user off because the session host, the one with the IP address of 10.1.254.21, is no longer available, but the file handle is still open. That means that the user won't be able to log into another session on another host because this host is keeping that file handle open, preventing future read-write locks. So what I can do is just select both of these files and click Close File Handle. As soon as I do that, if I go back here and search for NMW tester, you'll still see them here for another minute or so until these files disappear from the list once the file handle has been closed. So let's take a look again. Okay, still open. Actually, now that I think about it, these files will continue to be open because this is an active session and the session host will continue to reconnect to those files. But if this host was actually down and not relocking the files, I would be able to free that handle up. Now, the other thing that I want to show you is in this same host pool, I also have app attach apps set up, and I have these 4 apps that are currently staged on this host pool and are available for each host inside of the host pool. That means that these files, these VHD files of the MSIX app attach apps, are being consumed off of this file share, which again also has a little lock icon. And if I type in, for example, app attach, it will show me all of the various VHD files. So I have my Teams, my Firefox, Notepad, and Slack that are listed. Those are the 4 apps that you saw on the previous screen. And the same thing here, I can select my files, click Close File Handle, and those files will be closed on Azure Files. So this is the ability to manage file handles and close them easily through the Nerdio Manager interface. even though without it, you would have to do it through PowerShell in Azure Files. Hope you found this useful, and I look forward to seeing you in future videos.